Hello and welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. The Association of California Cities in Orange County is working to help educate the local leaders and also help those cities work together to better everyone together. With us now is the CEO of ACCOC, Lacy Kelly. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Leslie.
Yeah, you might be able to explain better what you do in helping people.
Sure. Well, our focus is on civic leaders, both elected and city managers and their staffs, and how to help them have the best resources to protect their local control, their decision making, their ability to do what's best for their community, and to be really informed on every policy issue that they're addressing within the context of their decision making roles for their cities.
So you are a communication conduit with the state on a lot of issues.
We are on some. Most of what we do is educational, but we do interface with the state where any of their decisions might impact local control or funding for cities. As you know, our state legislature has had a habit of borrowing or taking money from cities, and of course we don't like that. The cities have to balance their budget just like any government agency, so we will always weigh in on that. But what we really try to do is give them information, what we call from the ground up, so that they can see how those decisions impact cities and their communities on the ground.
How maybe the unintended consequences will weigh in after they make a decision. Who gives the input to educate the local leaders on this?
Well, it's all the local leaders themselves, and our board believes in a collaborative model. So it really includes the business community, higher education, other regional government agencies, all around the table talking about what are the best policy decisions for this region? What are the types of things that are most important to communities right now? For instance, a lot of our voters have their minds wrapped around the economy and how that is going, making a rebound. So they're very committed to that, very committed to doing more with less.
And in terms of education, what are you educating each other
Well,
on?
for example, we have an event next week on what's called realignment, and that is where prisoners at the state level have been shipped down to the local level and what the impacts of that are. So we're going to have an event where all of our elected leaders and city managers can get together and talk about how that is impacting their community and what their role is in making that as successful as possible.
There are a lot of issues, as you say, where the state is interested in keeping as much money as they can or putting more responsibility on some of the local agencies so they don't have to deal with it anymore.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our goal is to help them have the most information they can have in order to deal with that.
What is it they're particularly interested in right now besides the economy? Or is the economy, it really encompasses everything?
I mean, some of it's related to that in that we call it local government innovation, and what that really means is using the taxpayer dollars. They have less taxpayer dollars now over the last several years and coming out of the economy, and they have to still serve their residents. So how can we deliver services in less expensive ways, in new and innovative ways? How can we engage our community partners to continue to give our residents the same level or better service as we move forward?
Now, how is this different from the League of California Cities in Orange County? Because there's two groups kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I think they're not doing the same thing, and I think there is a comparison to be made in that we are really not alike. The League is Sacramento-based. They really do a lot of work with the legislature. We're what we call from the ground up. So we're looking to create good government here locally and kind of push up our models and ideas as something that works for our community.
What are the issues that are really important right now that need to be dealt with so that we can be better represented?
Well, again, because of budget cuts, I think a lot of cities are working on getting their infrastructure maintained. I think they're looking for how they're going to balance their budget. Pension reform is a big issue, so a lot of cities are looking at how we're going to pay, the pensions are what they call unfunded liability. Those are some of the big issues.
Yeah, well, those are all very huge issues, and it's very interesting to talk to you about that today. Lacy Kelly, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. I'm Leslie Leyton.